Okay, hello everybody. This is another unscheduled, unplanned stream. We'll see if anybody starts filtering in here. I'll just kind of shoot the breeze here a little bit until I start to see a couple viewers show up. Uh, Purpose of the stream tonight is just community building. Uh, I'm sitting here by myself in my apartment building, and I need a little bit of, I need to have someone to talk to, so I'm talking to you, my audience, through a screen. But chances are, you're probably sitting home alone too if you're watching this, because you had to be sitting in front of your computer, probably on YouTube, and maybe you got a notification or something like that. So I don't know what the topic's going to be. I am practicing there's a principle in scripture, I believe. Now, this is just my own reasonings, but Christ says at one point, he says, when they bring you before judges, don't premeditate what you're going to say beforehand. So this is a sort of a principle, a scriptural principle that you don't think about it. You just trust God will give you something to say. And this is just, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I do not have a topic planned. I do not know what I'm going to say. I'm just riffing here. So if you're watching, maybe say hello in the comments. Tell me what you're up to tonight, where you're from. Maybe tell me what state you live in, or what country if you don't live in the United States. Drop a comment in the comment section. So one thing I was doing, let's see, on my stream yesterday, I have to, people just like hearing the human voice. So I'm just going to talk here. People just like the soothing sound of the human voice. So, here we go. We have somebody viewing from New York. Nice. Welcome to you, sir. So I got a few people viewing here. I don't know what was I saying? What was I saying? Okay, so I was going to show yesterday. Oh, right. So yesterday I just went live again, another impromptu stream, and I'm going live tonight. I can't expect to grow my channel. I can't expect to grow my audience if I am ignoring you guys, if I'm not going live frequently. If I'm going live once every week, once a week, once every couple of weeks like that, I understand why the algorithm starts to demote you, because you lose people's interest. So I just happened to have some free time and I had nothing that I was doing. So I pressed go live. This is fun. I need to be doing this more often. I need to work. If I want to grow my channel, I can't just be, lackadaisical once a week. I've been trying to get, bring people on with interviews, and I've extended a number of interviews to other YouTubers. It's such a lot of work, and a lot of the time they don't get back to you. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of wondering. Oh, okay. Now, so I just kicked the cord, but we're back. Okay. Maybe I should have let before I do this, I should tweet. I should let my Telegram know. I'm gonna let the Telegram know I'm here. And I should probably tweet about this too. Just I don't know how long I'm gonna be live. I mean, just see how this goes. But hey, there's people filtering in. So there's other people who are in the same boat as I am. They probably just need some community too. Welcome to Moldy Apple and OBG, who says no trouble now because OBG has the wrench. So to those who are viewing, let's not stir up trouble. Don't be careful with that, and don't get OBG mad. Moldy Apple says, that's a nice chair. This chair I just picked up. So I work, I'll just say, at an institution. And okay, here's something I can talk about. I work at a large institution, and I work as a groundskeeper. And so at the institution, they have, this is kind of like the Department of Government Efficiency. It's not very efficient, Doge. It's not very efficient, a large institution. So for example, at the hospital, every office, they get a certain amount they get a budget every year for furniture. And if they don't spend the budget at the end of the year, they don't get to use it. So at the end of the year or during the year, the people in this office will go through and they'll say, okay, well, let's get new chairs or something like this. So they got a budget and they buy new chairs, and then they take all these old chairs, they set them outside, and then we come and haul them off and throw them in the dumpster. That's part of our job. So I get first dibs on a lot of chairs and desks and tables and stuff that are just going in the dumpster. And you're good. No problem. Thanks for stopping in. But so like I don't think there's anything like any furniture in my house that I paid for. I got like this chair was just going to be this chair I'm sitting in, this wing, I guess you call it a wing back or something. It was just going to be thrown in the dumpster. So I salvaged it and I took it home. This desk that my computer's on was free. My sofa or my lazy boy over there, just almost everything in my house was like just free. It's even this I'm kind of showing you guys. It's behind me is my apartment. I'm kind of showing you for the first time. It's blurred out, but even this, the sofa behind me, everything was free. A lot of free stuff, except for necessities like I actually finally got a nice. I do have a decent mattress because I was starting having back problems, so I was like, I got to get a good mattress. So I stopped. OBG says next time text me. She loves it. Okay, good. So yeah, I guess the idea is just having a human voice speaking, something to listen to, put on in the background or whatever. You're just alone, bored, just like I am. So we're trying to heal our boredom, cure ourselves of this. We're heading into Lent here in a little bit, so we got that to look forward to. And well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not as eager as I once was when I was a new convert. When I was just coming into church, I was excited with zeal, and I didn't care about fasting at all. I liked fasting. I was looking forward to the long services and the fasting and the austerity. And now my zeal is waning. I'm an old man. I've done this many times now before, and it's just like, I don't think I'm necessarily spiritually healthy as I was when I was new necessarily. you kind of lose some of that zeal after a while, and it's just kind of becomes almost a routine. Like, yeah, Pascha's right. Lent's starting. Pascha's right around the corner, though. It'll be here before you know it. It's just, the fasting, you get used to it. Orthodox Boomer Grandma says, I'm going to try zero phagy for Clean Monday. And I believe zero phagy is no cooking, is basically a raw. Is that correct? I think it's a raw diet, and it's in the, well, I'll show you the book. In this book, this is the Lenten Triodian, which would be a good, a good book to have, I guess, on your shelf. So NFTU is back. He says he's 20 years in, which is about where I'm at. I've been around for about 20 years, and he's aiming for zero phagy, bread and water for a week, the first week. So I know some people who will do like if you're in a monastery, the practice is they won't eat anything for the first 3 days until after Vespers on Wednesday. So you basically a 3-day absolute fast is the practice in monasteries. And some lay people, pious laymen, some of them will observe that as well. So that's something you could do. Just don't become, too proud. Don't just try not to become proud of yourself. And I remember my priest, he was always like, I was always had these ideas for doing super strict fasting, and he would always he was trying to stop me from, he was like trying to slow me down and say, no, don't do that. Don't do that. He was kind of holding me back. So, how many people out there do the Pepsi and potato chip diet for Lent? Raise your hand. I'll wait. Go ahead. Put a hand up. Some people do that. Having some tea. So let's see. What was I doing yesterday? By the way, I suppose if there was anybody who had an urge to come onto the stream, and I can share a link. People could if they have a question or a comment or a news story or something or a inspiration, something that they want to say, they could join and call in. We'll try to do this. We'll keep it under an hour if I can make it that long. So let's see. Yesterday I keep getting around to this, but I don't quite get to it. Yesterday I was trying to show some of my older videos just as basically, here's my YouTube page. I just wanted to basically do this is like an advertisement. Sometimes you have to call attention to videos because people will just watch the latest video or only tune into a live stream. Like I was saying yesterday, that's what I do often. I often don't go back. People don't go back and find videos, they'll suggest them to you. The most popular videos will be suggested. Some people, maybe you don't know, I did this whole series of talks called Complete Idiot's Guide to Orthodox Christianity. And this was like when I was first starting out. I'm going to go to some of my older lives. I'm going to just go way down. When I was first starting out, like my channel, I would prepare talks and I would do research and I would write down notes and then I would prepare a topic and basically give a little sermon or whatever, or, which is kind of the opposite of what I've been doing. Here's an interesting one. Inside the so okay, if I'm going to recommend one for you guys today, I would say go watch Inside the Oregon State Hospital. That's a good one. That's my story of when I went to the Oregon State Hospital, and I was there for 6 months. That was when because many people know that I have a mental illness, and so a serious mental illness, and that's why I am how I am, and that's why I'm this 43-year-old bachelor, and if I didn't have this mental illness holding me back, I might have, had a career, bought a house, got a wife and kids, all the good things in life. I'm kind of feeling like I'm missing out on life. I wish I had all those things, things, it's like a lot of people, but a lot of people don't have those things these days. Young men are not getting married. And the big problem is that they can't afford a house. Like what women they want security and they want to be taken care of. If you could just get any old job like it used to be, you could, like, say for me, I'm a groundskeeper. If you could just be a groundskeeper, you could have, 50 years ago, you could buy a house, and, if you had a house, it'd be a lot. You'd be like, okay, I'm ready for a wife now. Like you could just come live with me. I got a place. I'll take care of you. It's not like that anymore, So it's not like all these young men out there, they like having trouble finding a wife and stuff. It's not necessarily your fault. I'm saying that's like, that's what I'm trying to say. Only right like for right now, like getting married is for the rich. You have to have like a master's degree or a PhD to be able to afford a house. So nobody's called in yet. That's fine. We don't have to. I mean, it just give us something to talk about. Otherwise, I don't know how much longer I can go. I don't know what is the news today. What is going on in the news? What are I don't. I've been. I don't. I guess I didn't really read any articles or anything. I've been sucked into X lately. I'm officially addicted to X, and I spend probably hours on that anymore, which is not good. It's not healthy. It's not good for my mental health. I'm like definitely addicted to it. I'm gonna have to confess. Next time I go to confession, I'm going to tell my priest. I'm going to say, oh, you're good. You're good, NFT. So you don't have to come on. It's fine. You were on yesterday. But I'm just going through some of these what did I miss in the comments? What was I saying? Oh, OBG wants a groundskeeper. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I need a change or something like that, like what am I doing? But do I really want to be trimming bushes the rest of my life? I've been doing this for 20 years, groundskeeping, and it's just kind of the same old thing. I need something. Mr. Prodigal Chung asks, have you considered monasticism? That was my first yes, and I can talk about that, my experiences with that. Yeah, when I first became Orthodox, I was certain I wanted to be a monk. And so, and my priest kind of agreed with me, and he said, "This is the monastery for you." And he sent me to West Virginia, to the Royal Core Monastery in West Virginia. Didn't really work out there. I told the priest, the abbot, my background. I have this history of violence, criminal background, mental illness, and they're like, "Well, we can't take you. We can't take him." He didn't tell me that right away like that. But what he did, so he was giving obediences, and he told me, like, the last day I was there, and I think this was like his way of saying, pushing me out the door. He said he gave me the obedience to clean all the toilets and showers in the whole monastery. So, and I had already thrown my back out from like digging a ditch the day before. And when I got on the plane home, to top it all off, I became psychotic from all the fasting because they only were eating one meal a day. And it was just too much stress being in a different time zone, working hard all day, eating one meal, waking up at 4 a.m. to go to the services. And I was psychotic on the plane ride home to top it all off. And I said, no, this is not for me. But my priest didn't give up, even though I told him that all this. And he said, no, okay, well, I thought you were going to go to West Virginia, but now he sends me to Jordanville. Jordanville, kind of another, it didn't really work out. Like the abbot, he said he was going to talk to me. He never talked to me. And by the time I was on the plane, I was plane ride home. I was ready to get out of there. I visited Abbot Trifon, didn't want to take me. No one wanted me. Basically went to all the Royal Core monasteries and basically got turned away. And ultimately, my bishops had a meeting and they said, you can't do this. You got this mental illness. You basically, I basically can't become a monk. So I spent all this time, though. I wish I had known that day one, because I spent like 15 years of my life preparing myself to become a monk and reading monastic literature and doing, monastic prayer rules and visiting monasteries. And, I just like wasted all this time. It's a big disappointment is what it was. In the end, that I didn't get to become a monk. And I got depressed for a few years after they finally told me you can't become a monk. But I can be a monk in my own way, I guess. You can, if you're not in a monastery and you're living alone and you're a single Orthodox Christian, you're basically called to live monastic, in essence, in a monastic life where you're alone with God. And sometimes, like when you don't have other people to be thinking about and caring about and being concerned about. So one of the benefits of being that way is you can, like, your prayer to God, you can pray for everyone else. You can stand, like, this is like what, you can stand and be an intercessor for the world by your prayer, which I don't spend enough time in prayer. I want to do that more. I want to be praying more for the world, but that's your opportunity. If you have time and you're alone and you're with God, you can pray for people. So long story short, I consider monasticism. It didn't work out. I mean, I never tried going to the Greek monasteries, but I mean, maybe one of the Greek monasteries would take me, but I should just listen to my bishops, and in the end, I trust my bishops. They have wisdom. So, OBG says I can dip candles. Yeah, you guys don't have that much grounds to take care of anyways. I mean, I could take care of your guys's property with my eyes closed and dip candles and, or whatever. So we'll see, I'm going to come back. I'll spend some time. We'll talk we'll talk on the. I'll talk to you after I get. I'm leaving tomorrow. Going up to All Merciful Savior Monastery. I'm going to be the Brotherhood retreat there. So I'm going to be gone for the weekend. So I suppose I probably won't be able to do this kind of nightly live stream, but I need to come back and be doing this kind of thing more frequently. Just come to YouTube, press go live. I need to work hard on this. If I want to grow my channel, my channel's not going to grow if I don't go live. The best live streamers are live every day, and that's what I need to learn. I need to get a format and maybe, I don't know, read a news article and then talk about it, or pick a news topic or something if I want to grow my channel. Let's see. So OBG, yeah, I did go to St. Silouan's, and when I told them, I kind of was discerning if I was going to go to that monastery, and when I told them I didn't think it was going to fit, one of the monks said, "Oh, thank God," because I have celiac disease, and he was the cook, and he didn't want to be making all these accommodations. You know that if you have celiac disease, you can't even join the military because it's just too hard to feed you. Let's see. So what else is, I'll catch up quickly. Yeah, that would be a good situation, I guess. Orthodox Boomer Grandma says, I could live semi-monastically here, and we're 5 miles from a road core monastery getting built right now. I know you have the women's monastery there. It would be good if there would be a men's community too. Maybe I could do groundskeeping for the it would be nice to have, I don't want to barge into the women's monastery though, and be a freak, have a man in the back of they want to be by themselves, monastics don't like being their wilderness experience to be interrupted too much. They kind of like, being away from the world. So I see you there. I see your comment. But here's an interesting comment. NFTU says you need less stress. I don't know if he's talking to me here, but people with mental illness, they need a quiet, stress-free life. I work as a groundskeeper, and that's kind of pretty low key. It's kind of perfect for me. I don't need a lot of noise or stress, or I don't need my tweets going mega viral and having 1,000 people attacking me or something like that. I have PTSD from having tweets go, I had this one tweet, I've had tweets go 100K views and everyone in the world is yelling at me. And I honestly, sometimes I'll send a tweet, last thing before I fall asleep, I would get a tweet idea and I'll throw it out there. I'm I know I'm going to be getting people some replies tomorrow, and I'm it's I wake up and I have this PTSD reaction, oh boy, what am I gonna wake up to tomorrow? I don't handle that stress very well. I don't know about you guys, or if you've ever had a tweet go mega viral like that. I don't know. I guess 100,000 isn't that much, but so, okay, here's another question here. Mr. Prodigal says, what's your take on the supposed joint Pascha between East and West? The Bishop of Rome health seems to be declining. So the Bishop of Rome, which is called the Pope, well, they're not going to be doing this service because I think the Thanar, the Patriarch of Constantinople, said he basically canceled that idea. He said, we want you to start joining. I think he wanted them to be on the Orthodox Pascalian, and the Bishop of Rome wasn't going to do that. And I was saying this for years because, like, I've been hearing these rumors about, oh, Rome, there's going to be a false union between Rome and Constantinople. I've been hearing that since I became Orthodox. Since I first started becoming Orthodox, I was hearing these rumors. So I stopped believing them. And when all the YouTubers, the big name YouTubers, were talking over the last couple of years, they all been saying, oh, there's going to be a 2025, union with Rome. It didn't happen, did it? It's not happening. I was saying it the whole time. So should have listened to me. So I don't think there's going to be a joint Pascha. There's not going to be a union. I guess the Bishop of Rome the Pope has declining health. I don't know too much about that, but his name is Dave, says all hardships happen according to what we can handle, and so that we may perfect our faith. Do not despair over not being part of a monastery. Yeah. Well, I got over it. It took me a couple years. That was a few years ago, and maybe God wanted me to do this YouTube channel. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. That could be. Maybe this is the work He's calling me to, is just hosting a YouTube channel and keeping people entertained. So. This is a good idea. NFTU says, use one of those limitation apps to keep your X usage to set times. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for Lent, I'll just try to cut it down or something like that. That'd be a good idea. I'm not going to be one of these guys that like promises to. People will promise not to come on during the fast on X, and then you'll see them and you'll be like, bro, I thought you said you weren't going to be doing this. Wow, this is interesting. Death to Compromise says Kirill and Pope agreed not to proselytize in 2016. And so what he's probably referring to is, the Pope must have said, we're not going to go into Russia, and this is your turf, so to speak. We're not going to go onto your turf, is what I'm thinking this was, and proselytize in your area. You don't come to Rome and Italy and do your proselytizing. We'll just stay out of each other's backyard, agreement. I don't know how that really works being Orthodox, because Orthodox are, one of the commandments is to spread the faith and baptize people. So you can't really stop. I don't know exactly what the parameters of that agreement was, because you can't really stop Orthodox from proselytizing their neighbor. So let's see. Yeah. I guess I should. I need to start doing this more often. Just just press and go live and pick a topic and go. Just do it. But it's getting close to the time when I normally do my prayer rule, so I think I'm going to cut it short for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody who's watching live, those who were in the comment section. And so thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Actually, hopefully I will hopefully I'll get a stream done when I'm at the monastery. I'm traveling up there. If I don't stream tomorrow, hopefully when I'm at the monastery, I'll do a stream or two. Maybe we can get Abbott Trefon on and do maybe a cameo or a short something with Abbott Trefon, or maybe I can take some video while I'm there. I hope to produce some content at the monastery, so looking forward to that. So you can look for that in the at the end of the last half of the week. And so once again, this is Young Penitent signing off.